Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to your OPL week number 5, game number 1. My name is, of course, Rankonius, and I'm going to be your host for the first set of games. Joining me as my co-caster and ever-lovely analyst, it is going to be the Switchbay.
Hi, how we doing? Super excited for this game. I cannot wait. It's going to be so much fun.
Oh, we've all been, dreaming of casting this game, and when the casts come out this week, I looked at it, and I have to say, I was pretty honored to get this game to cast this week. Either way, she'll be heading into P's and B's here in just a few seconds. That seems to be plan. We want to be heading into P's and B's anyway. Game, what are you doing to us today? Smite. It's doing the thing. Anyway, Switchbay, tell us a little bit more about the matchup. We did talk a little bit about what Maxim potentially maybe trying to focus out on gods. Did we miss anything? Thor, Serket, Bastet, they seem to be the focuses for him. Is there anything untoward, maybe an Athena, something like that?
Maxim isn't really the type to be playing the tanky type junglers, so you'll rarely see him on a Ymir or something. He'll definitely be the type to bust out with the heavy hitters. So Thor's, maybe even a Thanatos. A Thanatos could be really good. He's got
Arachne?
a lot of...
Arachne's out there. Bellona?
Bellona, well, yes, no. Arachne, I don't find Arachne that great of a jungler. She can do well. She just doesn't work right, if you kind of understand. She just doesn't work right as a character. If she was a warrior, she'd be fine.
You're saying if she's just a bit more beefy, she'd come into the game a little bit.
Definitely, but, most definitely, yes.
Something actually that would probably be right up Max and Zally is Kali that we haven't even talked about.
Kali does take quite a while to get online, and I don't particularly know if Avant is the type of team that you'd want to be playing to late game 4. You kind of just want to sustain any form of lead that you would have and keep it there. Kali, it's a bit on the fence about Kali. I feel like if you suffer an early death, it puts you fairly far behind, and when you're versing a team like Avant, you don't want to be behind at all. That is the last thing you want to do, because not only are they excelling forward because they're Avant, but you're going to get destroyed.
Yeah, and I'm going to agree with you directly right there. So, first few sets of pickups coming through now. We did see the Fenrir and the Isis, I believe, in at our first rotation of picks from the side of AV, and it was indeed the Athena immediately locked in from the Chiefs side of things, and an Airy Scylla getting on towards the board, I believe, here as well.
I'm quite liking that so far. I'm very liking that so far. The Scylla in the mid lane is a powerhouse. He gets a level advantage, or a gold advantage, or an XP advantage. Comes with the level advantage. My bad. She is going to wreck. She's going to be able to do so much damage so quickly.
Alright, so we should probably talk a little bit about the bans we should kind of have glossed over here a little bit as well. AV have targeted out Gruff, and they have gone for that Medusa ban, which we did expect to potentially see. We did just talk a little bit about it. But obviously coming through an Alquang and Bellona ban, making sure that Ro can't get on something controlling, and that Sporks as well stays away from those sorts of style of characters. Interesting sort of mid-lane focus, though, from the side of Avant-Garde. They've gone to ban away the Agni, and a little bit deeper as well. We've probably got a little bit pre-intel here. But Poseidon, that's a lot of heavy focus towards the mid lane. They're targeting out Crazy Aussie quite heavily.
It definitely does seem so. I believe last week he went 10-0. I'm not particularly sure which god it was on. I missed the game, but I feel like he's an underrated force on the Chiefs side, and I think they just want to limit limit every possibility of a god that he can play. You don't want to give him the freedom. You want to force him into playing something that could even cater to your own team comp. So I feel like the Scylla there is a good pick, but his hand was forced.
His hand was indeed forced. If you have a look at the drafting coming through from AV, I think this is something that's a little bit more telling that indeed Captain Coach has made an effect on towards these guys, is that they're not targeting out Max, and everyone else has gone, all right, Chiefs, who are we going to ban out? We've got to ban out Max, and he's got to be banned out of that draft straight away. This is a draft that is telling, all right, we're not going to ban out your strengths. We know you've got a few potentially weak players. We're going to poke at them. We're going to chip at them. Medusa, taken away. Poseidon, Agni, that's a lot taken away at their weaker players.
You've hit the nail on the head there. I didn't even notice that one. But yeah, I think that that's a very viable tactic that Avant could be using. It does seem viable. I just hope it works. Well, I guess they're hoping that it works.
Freya's going to be a response ban to come through here from the side of the Chiefs as well. And I think that's important. That's just saying, all right, you guys have a lot of physical damage on the board. Arachne was picked up. Fenrir's picked up. You know, they've got a lot of physical on the board already. It's like, all right, we need to balance it out a little bit with magical. We're going to take Freya away from the board, so you can't do that. You're forced to go in for that third physical damage god. They have done so, though, from the side of AV. Geb and Shibbolonki are going to round out their comps, so a late game left-hand side start of the map. But look at this for a last pick. I really like this from the side of Gruff. This is the one other god that we can confirm that he has played. It's going to be a Gruff Cupid.
I'm happy to see it. I'm disappointed to see it all in one. It does make a lot of sense, though. I definitely like the pickup of the Cupid here. It's the direct lane counter to Shibbolonki. It also counters out Fenrir from using like literally 50% of his kit, and it will stop the Geb rollout as well. I feel like Cupid is a strong pick. It just needs to be played well, and I feel like Gruff's experience on Cupid, he's definitely going to be able to be the person to do that. So got high expectations for this Cupid pick. Gruff, don't let me down.
Yeah, and Neath as well coming through from El Kiro. Kiro tends to kind of like a little bit more brawly gods. We did see him play this against Top Notch actually last week into the Loki matchup, and he's going to be against Fenrir here, so he's looking to stay away from Fenrir as much as possible, not give him any sort of chance to actually get on towards his face. But it's a double-pronged threat. It's kind of like we're running Double Hunter. It's a little bit all-in-y here. Look at their combo. They're looking to all-in all the time. Cupid and Neath, hunters that want to all-in early, and Scylla snowballs off that.
You're exactly right. I think that the double ADC in this team comp is okay. Because you've got a lot of tankiness as well. You've got your Ares, which is going to be your front line, in your face, popping beads. And then on the side, you're going to have Athena dashing through, who's going to have her natural tankiness, because she's a Guardian. Probably going to have a mid-Guardian on her as well. No doubt a Magi's. Potentially even a... Go for a Spirit Robe, maybe. The extra cooldowns, because why not? We love cooldowns. So she's going to be coming in, and the beads are off cooldown, CCing everybody with the taunt, and you're just going to have ADCs, like, pew, 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 shooting crazy at them while they're CC'd for, well, 2 seconds. So I feel like it fits well, but I feel like without... It could be better. It could be better. I feel like an Ares, as opposed to Ares, something like a Ymir. Ymir's pretty good with the beads pop. Dash in, sorry, not dash in. You blink in and stun them, but you do have to sacrifice your active slot with the blink, or put your active on cooldown.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see whether Maxon does turn into a beads popper. There's also the possibility of a Sikkim, as well as, like, everyone here is beads burners for Prenzel as well. Prenzel's not going to be initiating until beads are down. That is confirmed with the sort of setup that they've got. But let's focus a little bit more over towards the draft coming through from Avant. We were just talking about Arachne and how it might be in Maxon's god pool. It's in Ro's god pool, and this perplexes me a little bit, but this also screams to me that he wants to go toe-to-toe with Maxon.
This is classic Ro. Like, this is classic Ro. Back when the Australian servers first started, he was playing nothing but Arachne solo. And so Arachne, I feel like, is a bit of a comfort pick for him, but it's also a god that I've seen him dominate on for a very, very long time. I don't think I've seen an Arachne player at his level. Sorry, Funke. But I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know how he's going to play it. I don't know if he's adapted the playstyle of it from back in January, which I'm fairly sure he would have. He's an up-to-date person, so
look at the composition that they've drafted around this as well. If you have a look at their mid lane and their solo lane, that's where his early aggression is going to be focused. The left-hand side lane's just like, we're losing. There's nothing you can do over here. Just, we're going to lose. We're going to lose.
They've got really weird lane clear for the duo lane there. The Geb doesn't have a whole lot. Shyvlanke...
Sylvanas was open.
I'm sorry?
Sylvanas was open for this.
I feel like Avant go into this and they understand exactly what they want to play, how they want to play it, and what they want to force their opponents into picking. So I feel like them disregarding Sylvanas is all part of their master plan. I wouldn't be too...
master plan aside. They knew that Prensel probably wouldn't play it. He's going to focus more on towards the areas, which he has done. So Maxson is confirmed going to be on the Athena. It's going to be an interesting game because we've got a lot of people playing just a little bit different than what we normally expect them to do so. Well, guys, that'll be coming your way just the other side of this 2-minute break. We'll see you then.
The new high-performance Wk5 headset from Plantronics is designed to match the skills of an aspiring esport player with the gear they need to win. The new modular system gives you the power to adapt, upgrade, and personalize your headset for the task at hand. The Wk5 series of gaming headsets are engineered to deliver the perfect combination of durable lightweight comfort in an immersive audio environment. 7.1 surround sound and 24-bit audio provide a stunning 360-degree sound field with directional audio. 40mm drivers with low-frequency resonators provide crisp highs and boosted bass. Clear voice noise-canceling technology provides clear communication to your teammates. From the headset company that equips the pros, the 500 series was crafted to meet the needs of esports and competitive players around the world. The new Wk5 series of headsets from Plantronics. Respect the training. Reactions win.
When the world needs conquerors. When being rare is not enough. And even epic fails. It's time to create your own fate. To become legendary. No matter what kind of enemy you face, or what kind of game you play, you can become the craftsman of your own legend. create your own legend. Time to build your victory. Rocket Myth.
Hello and welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen. On the screen before you is one of the most contested, one of the most expected, and I just cannot tell you how much hype there is surrounding this game in the Oceanic scene. It is going to be the Chiefs ESC versus Avant, Garde, and well, Switchbay is going to be my co-caster. Switchbay, why don't you take us down the Chiefs roster?
Well, in the solo lane, we're going to have El Kiro. He's going to be playing Neef. We're going to have Maxon running around in the jungle as Athena. Crazy Aussie is going to be the devilish little girl Scylla in the mid lane. Prenzel and Gruff are going to make up your duo lane partnership of Ares and Cupid. Take it away for insight.
Well, geez, that's an insightful joke, hailing all the way back to January. Just about as old as this Ro Arachne, as he is going to be in the jungle on that one. But to start us off at the top of the list, it is Sporks on the Fenrir in the solo lane. Obviously, Ro just mentioned the Arachne in the jungle. Ochita mid lane on the Isis. Biggie is going to be on our Geb, and Subfloor is going to be rounding this out on Shibalonke. And as we already see the teams moving around the map, a lot of ward coverage being planted. AV planted a ward inside the speed buff on the right-hand side of the map, but 2 wards pinging them out means that Ochita and Ro will be spotted if they come in here.
Exactly, it does look like they're coming in for a pretty big invade. You definitely want to be invading if you're an Arachne. He just has a lot of early pressure. And you've got an Isis, as well as a Fenrir. There's no reason to not invade there. So they're just going to steal that speed buff up. And
it's against the Scylla at level 1, and Maxon can't do all that much, and Neith can't do all that much at level 1. They kind of need a few levels, just a little bit online. Sporks can stick to someone. Was that a steal? I almost thought that Elkira actually stole that away with a Spirit Arrow, and they're not going to clear the entirety of the buff out. So that is a full-blown steal. A steal and a non-resettle means that Maxon has to check this, and if he doesn't, they're going to be behind.
Steal and that little bit of BM by leaving that one minion there. But go and clear it, and understand that I've taken your buff, and delay that timer.
He hasn't checked it.
Not at all. The start from Ro at the moment, when he goes for the short sword, sorry, for the short bow, I feel like that's a bit of a cocky type play, only that you won't have any pots. You're not going to have very good mana sustain, you're not going to have very good health sustain either. However, you do have the heal.
But they were planning out for that invade, so he did need an aggressive item to combo off the back of that, and I feel Chopo kinda, it does fit in there, at least for an Arachne. It clears the buffs exceptionally fast, it just gives you more potency at that level 1 point.
That's true, but if the invade started going south a bit too quickly, he wouldn't have had anything to help him out there, which is not what he wants at all.
Yeah, well, now into the regular cycle of things, clearing back camps, clearing mid camps. It's actually going to be a little bit ahead to the side of Ochita and obviously Rose, so his mana pool will be ticking up a lot more frequently, but already take a look at the difference in mana pools between himself and Max, and he's going to be going for an early base pretty much straight after this damage camp.
Yeah, exactly right. I'm super sad about that blue buff invade. That's really gonna put me behind.
It still hasn't been reset. It's 1 minion.
It's still sitting there.
A lot of you are sitting there and going, it's 1 minion. I'm sure it doesn't mean all that much, but it's the timer, right?
Yeah, exactly. The timer's, it's gonna delay the timer even further. It's gonna really hinder him. He really should head over there and check it out. But good form on Avant. They left the minion there because they thought, I suppose, that El Kiro would have expected them to clear it out entirely, but they didn't. I don't know. I guess I'm a little paranoid. I always check offs when they get cleared out.
Sporks as well hasn't actually cleared his own mana buff, so it is still on the board. Continued groupings towards the middle side of the map have been the case thus far into the game as well. And if you have a look towards the left-hand side as well, Biggie is making his first rotation towards the mid for that left-hand side mid camp.
And Gruff's rotating around with Prenzel as well. Gruff really likes his early rotations. It adds a little bit of extra oomph to the initial fight at the beginning. Yeah, the fight at the beginning when the left camp spawned. Back up, he's going to be there. I don't believe he would have gotten much any experience or gold from being standing around there. I think
No,
it
he
was
got
just
nothing.
a little bit too far out.
Yeah. Oh, actually, he's going to drop the ultimate on the left-hand side, and Subfloor is in a little bit of trouble. Dashing forward as well with the Flutter is going to put a lot of pressure on towards Subfloor on this left-hand side. Obviously, Fields of Love was a cooldown sitting there waiting for him to burn. He found an opportunity to go aggressive right from the word go, getting back in that lane.
That's really going to assert a lot of dominance for Gruff in that lane as well. He's going to show Subfloor, I'm not some casual scrub to be pushed around. I'm going to come at you, I'm going to drop my ulti, I'm going to do a bunch of damage, and I will hurt you. And I feel Gruff's really taking charge in this left-hand lane now. Is really just putting Subfloor in his early game place.
Which he should be on a Xbalanque. Look at the rotations, though, from AV. They want to get Gruff out of this early position in a 4-minute game. No kills on the board. It doesn't normally end like this for the Chiefs. They normally got something by now, and they were looking for something right there on a Cupid. Not going to land, but down comes the Darkest of Nights. Gruff's in trouble here. He's got a lot of ultimates on top of him, but now the Athena ultimate. Rose secures the first blood, and, well, it's going to be AV walking away with early gold.
Their rotations are so on point. They understand every little aspect of every bit of ability, and they utilize it so well. It did look like Gruff was going to get first blood on Subfloor in the left lane. Subfloor's like, he just dropped his ult. He's flutters down. It will be coming up probably by the time you're back. Come and help me out. And they came over, full force, chased him down, baited out the flutter, still managed to catch up to him. Biggie was coming through with the rollout from the Geb, and managed to catch up and use Cataclysm to stop him in place. Just nothing really Gruff could have done there. It was just a really well-timed and well-executed rotation from Avant.
Take a look towards the right-hand side now at the 5-minute mark. I'd say about a minute ago, this blue buff was actually finally dropped. And they now know that the timer has been reset on towards it. AV, well, they're chuffed. They didn't get the timer. They're okay with that. They'll handle it. But that's a long time that Elkiro has basically been told, nope, you're not getting into this lane at all.
Even then, he still seemed to be applying quite a lot of pressure. He's got the level advantage on Sporks, as well as a gold advantage of about 200. So, even without that blue buff, oh sorry, as I say that, Sporks gets level 8. The blue buff didn't really hinder Elkiro that much. His lane clear is good. I suppose it just denied him from being able to harass Sporks. But aside from that, didn't really do a whole lot to Elkiro. Over on the left side, we do see quite a little fair grouping here. Looks like Rose trying to catch out Prenzel, misses the web. That's going to be the initiate.
And Neath ultimate actually being charged up here as well. It's going on towards Biggie. Look at the ultimate from Prenzel. He's trying to go fairly aggressive. And look at Ro as well. He's trying to get back in towards this one. Prenzel's dead here. Prenzel over aggresses, but now down the I'm a Monster. It's not able to respond enough for Crazy Aussie, unfortunately. And AV find their second and get the heck out of there.
That, again, was a really well-timed rotation and team fight there from Avant. Time after time, they've shown us that they can team fight well and that they can rotate well. Looks like
Not quite
Maxon
over
does
here
want
at this
to
point in
chase
the
it.
meantime, Switch. Maxon, yeah, you mentioned it. Looking for a cheater, looking to put his stomp on the map right now. Biggie as well, trying to get in here on the right-hand side. Cupid is in the mid lane. He's not in his lane farming. Ro is taking a lot of damage and has no mana buff. Mana bar to work with, and it's bought Subfloor a large window on the left-hand side of the map.
Exactly right. And that window to allow a Xbalanque to farm, you don't want that. That's not what you want. That is the last thing you want. You want to delay a Xbalanque from getting into late game as large as you can, but over into the mid lane, we see Maxon come through with the taunt and the shield wall. Lots of stuff coming down through, and Biggie gets super duper low, but they can't secure that kill. Ochid also taking quite a lot of damage there, but the Chiefs have seen that. They've poked out two major players from Avant, and they're like, you know what? Let's get us a Gold Fury. Why not? Let's bring it back.
Prenzel's in trouble though, on towards the Gold Fury. Chiefs secure it up, but Subfloor gets his first stack. Maxon is going to be turned into a second one as well. Subfloor grabs two. Fields of Love down now, and that means Gruff's in trouble. Rose trying to go huge here, and he gets one, but now they're looking at Elkiro. They could get a full wipe here if they're not careful. Of 4 members will manage to get the disengage, but that is right there, a bonus 10 power coming through for Subfloor, who was able to get onto the back of that Gold Fury. 2 members was all it took for AB to counteract.
Chiefs are playing very strangely at the moment. This isn't your typical Chiefs. From what I've seen them scrim, I've seen them play. This seems like a different team. Something must up here. Maxon's just not
Blink in from Prenzel on the left-hand side. He's going to use the no escape, and the Athena ultimate, lots of damage on towards Ro. Ro's dead here. Great counter kill by Maxon. They lose the tower for it, though. Sporks is trying to get out. Cataclysm, perfect, on point. What you expect from Biggie, although he might die here. And that's where Static wants to chalk up. Crazy Aussie wants the ultimate, and he's not going to find it. Subfloor's in trouble as well.
So much damage is coming out right now. This is one of those broken counter engagements, or sorry, counter pushes. So we saw Avant grouping up on the left lane. They wanted that tier 1 tower, and they took it. Chiefs were all respawning, they were coming back. All they could muster up was 1 kill from all that. I don't see...
That's not a worthwhile trade in any
Not
form.
at all.
AV will take the tower, and 1 kill for a tower? Okay, not a problem. We took 4 of yours just a moment ago.
Exactly. It was...
It was only 3, it wasn't 4, you're
Yeah,
right.
sorry, it was a 3 for a Gold Fury, which, over to the graphs, isn't fantastic, but Avant is still up by roughly 500 gold.
I mean, look at those 3 kills. You can see them estimated there, especially on the gold graph. Spike immediately from that gold fury, and then 3 little notches as they pick up the kills, brings it back immediately down to level. The experience graph never wavered above the blue line. It's never gone into the Chiefs' favor. So you can see 3 kills, they picked up the advantage, then they took a tower, they traded 1 kill for a tower. So they've actually gained out of that entire play.
Yeah, I feel like if Chiefs just sit back a little bit, let Avant continue to do Avant things, let them not allow them to have free roam, but limit it as much as you could, while not engaging onto a fight.
Ooh,
I feel
engage
like
right now. Akiro is going to be the one that's focused out. Sorry, Switch. He's going to get Ragnaroked up. What does he? Akiro's in trouble underneath that tower. He lives a while longer, and they're forced to disengage on this right-hand side here. But Maxon, he still wants a piece of it. He knows Prenzel's here, and they're working as roaming buddies right now.
I don't particularly know how I feel about roaming around as a pair. Not too...
Oh, they're going to blink in and look for the engage onto Ochita. It's starting to work for them. They've got the circle of protections from Ochita, and he had the Aegis online as well to block out the ultimate coming through from Crazy Aussie. It does nothing. The no escape, though, that's going to do something. That's going to do a whole lot of something to Ochita, but not enough to kill him just yet. And Maxon is still trying to live that Searing Flash. That'll finally kill him off. No, the silence. No, none of that. It's now going to be the jump back in from Sporks. He's going to get back on towards Prenzel on the backside. It's actually going to be Ro picking up 1 kill as well. Prenzel's dead. It's subfloors. It's another stack for him. And this is not going anywhere near the way that Chiefs wanted it to.
You're exactly right here. I predict Chiefs to 2-0 Avant here, because I thought Chiefs were very, very well practiced. They were in fine form from scrimming.
Sporks jumps over the tower just to grab out and execute Elkiro. Come here, sonny boy. You're about to die all to the hands of those powerful claws of a Fenrir, and Elkiro's not having the funnest time over there at the moment.
Yeah, he's not doing too badly. He's got 21 stacks on from his Dev Gauntlets. 0-1, not particularly what you want on a Neef, but it's not that awful. Like, you can easily pick up some kills, like with your ultimate, shooting across the map when people are getting away from team fights and stuff. But it doesn't seem like there's much getaway. It's mainly just everyone else is getting killed and Avant live.
Yeah, Avant kind of just walking away with slim health bars, knowing how far to exactly push them, and that right there is true mastery of the game that they're displaying right here. Like you said, this doesn't feel like the Chiefs we've seen thus far in the OPL. This doesn't feel like them. I'm saying straight out that something's up. Normally they're better than this. Gruff just seems not quite as comfortable, and he's forced to rotate more, and he's not having an impact.
I feel like there's a slight distraction.
Yeah.
Because Gruff has come out of his shell as an ADC and become a lot more aggressive, as we saw the moment he hit level 5 in the left lane. But as we're saying that, Avant have dropped a sentry on the Gold Fury, starting it up there, just baiting things around. Max with the Blink Taunt coming in. rank?
Yeah,
How is
this is going to be a
gonna
full-blown engage. Look at Sporks. He's going to grab up Gruff as well, immediately beating out, and now it's the no escape from Prenzel. What can he do with this one? Not a huge deal. Fields of Love, that'll do a little bit more, but not before Rowe can get Crazy Aussie out of this fight. Gruff finally gets himself on the kill sheet, but now look at the engage here. Maxon's in trouble. Maxon is in huge trouble. Sunfloor grabs another one. Prenzel's dead as well. They've wiped so many here the side of Avant Garde. They've only lost one, and they've traded it out for 3.
Bro's in the back. Bro's in the back there. He really wants to find Gruff there, but I feel that cockiness is a bit of a detriment to him at that point. Brutalize is going to come through onto El Kiro under his tower, finish him up, and the Spirit Ball is going to finish up Gruff there. And that is going to be a 5-2? 5-2.
Well, that is going to be a 5-for-2 trade, and a Gold Fury picked up. It is a huge swing in favor of V right now. As soon as this Gold Fury gets dropped off, of course, Sporks is going to have to stop tackling. Come on, guys. Secure it up. We know you've got it. Don't need to keep
that
falling.
Geb Shield, it gives you so much health.
Yeah.
It is a small child of a meat shield on that battleground. Fantastic. Annoying to deal with, but fantastic. From that Gold Fury there, we've just seen Avant just deal a massive gold lead of 2.2 thousand.
Yeah,
14 minutes.
They've just jumped out. All of a sudden, they've gone from nothing. Oh, look, we're 2k ahead. The game was next to level, now we're 2k ahead. And look at the experience bar here, Switch as well, 4.6k. That's not insignificant. That is definitely not insignificant.
You're definitely feeling that experience loss, I suppose. Definitely going to feel the difference, especially being 15 minutes into this game. You've got a whole lot of early game stuff with this Arachne. This Arachne just brings so much to the table, and you don't want her to have experience. You don't want the Arachne to have gold. You don't want her to have anything. You want to kill her a lot. But we could see that Rowe is currently 4-2-7. So he's been a part of 11 of the 13 kills that Avant have gotten. He's got a lot of gold. He has got 8,400 gold. This is the exact opposite of what you'd want right now if you were
He's leading gold for his team. He's leading gold for the game. That's what he's doing right now. And player damage, he's out in front as well. But also look at who is next on the kill count, next on the kill participation. It's also Subfloor. Subfloor is huge on XPAL.
Another thing that you definitely do not want. Jubilanke is the character that you don't want to be 5-0. Ever. He's already basically a whole item in front of Gruff, which is definitely going to show. Gruff can just sit in that lane. No, Gruff has come out of his shell, as we've said earlier, and become more of an aggressive ADC. Only a level between him and Subfloor at the moment. He still cannot go anywhere near him. Jubilanke is 5-0 with an extra item.
And he has sustain on his side as well.
That's true. There's not a whole lot I can see Gruff doing in the near future when it comes to solo killing. Especially when it comes to Mr. Subfloor. He's a beef castle.
This comes back to the drafting phase here from AV as well. They target banned Gruff out. Target banned him. They said, right, you're not getting Medusa. So somebody else is going to lift up and carry. Only it has been Max, and he's done it very, very well. But he's on Athena here. He's on Athena. This is not his god pool. Look at the mid lane, though. There's going to be a little bit of poke back and forth. I'm sensing a dive. I'm totally sensing a dive.
I can feel it. I can feel it. Biggie's blinks up. Biggie's ult's up. All of Avant's ults are up. But they're going to disengage and kind of just... No? Kind of showing presence, but it doesn't particularly look like
one on a row here. He's going to be the focus out. The Cataclysm surely from Biggie gets on it too. Maxon's in trouble. He's going to be the target of Sporks. Doesn't get the Ragnarok onto anyone, and with Okiro coming around, it signals a disengage. So, 2 ultimates down from AV. This might be the window the Chiefs are looking for. Blink, no escape. Certainly starts to spell it from Prenzel, but beads come through, and AV say, hey, we're going to let that one slide. You guys have still got more than us, but we can still defend this tower.
Definitely. That was a 3 ult for 1 engagement there. Avant didn't get anything out of that. We do see Rose sneaking around the back of Gruff and Elkira in the mid lane. Big jump coming down from Sporks. going to stun out 2 of them, and he's going to chase Gruff up with the Brutalize and pick up the kill there.
Yeah, and have a look at Prenzel. He's in the backline, killed off Sporks, but now Maxon is running for his life. Prenzel's still in the backline. They finally realize he's behind them. They turn around, and any second now. Goodbye, Prenzel.
That's unfortunate there. He was kind of just like running alongside them as if he was one of them, hoping that they wouldn't notice him. That's unfortunate. He was way out of position there.
Yeah, well, AV continuing to snowball away. They've actually come back just a little bit towards the guys from the side of the Chief, but their experienced leaders continue to snowball. They've lost off about, let's say, about 500 to 600 gold lead, enough for a couple of actives, but not much more than that. But they're not forcing their objective lead. They're respecting the earlier spikes that some of the Chiefs members come into.
Exactly right. And another thing to note is Subfloor got another kill in that fight. So he is now 6-0 on a Shibalanke. No. It's not looking good. It's not looking good.
And Ikaval online for him as well, and not so for Gruff. So if he's ever autoing Gruff, or he's ever autoing El Kiro as well, who does actually have an Ichival of his own, he's actually going to be stealing a lot of potency of this cheap slide up as well.
You're exactly right there, because you've the tankiness from Maxon and Prenzel, and just taking a quick little look, they've both got physical protection, so he can sit there and melt them like butter. One hit after hit to hit, and unless they can get away, they're dead, because he is huge right now.
Yeah, absolutely huge, and well, doesn't quite have a balance blade into an executioner finish just yet, but he's enough, and that's all that matters right now for the side of Avant. He's only going to get bigger. That ultimate, the increased range, the speed steroid, the power steroid, everything it brings. It's broken. It's broken. The amplification of an Ichival for a Shibalonke is stupid.
And then, you know what? Let's give him a Fatalis so he can stick to you. You're done. We do see Avant grouping up. 5 of them are in the left jungle. 4 of them are now. All 5 of them are on the Golf Fury, and they're just going to sneak that away from Chiefs.
And blink away from Maxon
with the blink. That was
he
nice.
He didn't want to engage. He didn't want to fight there. That's very untypical of Maxon. This is... I don't know what to say.
Where are you, and what have you done with my Maxon?
Yeah, but now Chain's starting to land on a biggie. He's taking a little bit of poke. He's a long way ahead of the team here, but AV are very comfortable to do this. They're clustering. They are clustering a long way. Grab onto what's Gruff. Gruff has no beads. If they dive here from the side of AV, Gruff will get eliminated. Blink Cataclysm! It hits fall! It hits fall! What? What, AV? What are you doing to them? They've just absolutely destroyed the tower. They turn around. They're going to kill off Maxon here in a second, and they do so successfully. But Biggie going to town! What happened?
This is where it all falls apart. This is where it all falls apart for Chiefs here. They've lost their tier 1. They're about to lose their tier 2. There it goes. And 3 of them just went down there. Avant are monstrous. They're going to take the tier 1, tier 2, get all those picks, and then they're just going to casually walk over to Fire Giant. There's nothing Chiefs can do here to even slightly contest. It's looking like a really difficult one for Chiefs to get back into it. And I don't particularly think they can. After that fight, the XP difference shot up to 10k. Gold,
and a Fire Giant on the back of that one as well. Sporks will pay with his life as an exit kill. At least something for Chiefs. Maxim wants more, but he can't continue to chase this one. There is no way that the rest of the team can follow up. He's forced to just go for whatever he can. They're gonna get one mid lane tower whilst the death of Sporks is still on the board. I don't know. It's like, wow, we got Fire Giant, you took a kill off us, you took a tower. What else are you gonna take? There's nothing you can do.
I'm a bit reluctant to say that the pick on Sporks kind of made things a little bit better. The Sporks has been coming through with some crazy damage and some crazy setups and some crazy everything. Sporks has been very well today. I feel like removing his Fire Giant is kind of good. Not kind of good. It's incredibly good. But in the grand scheme of things, I don't know if it's worth it, if it makes up for anything that happened previous.
5 kills, all that the Chiefs have been able to attest to their name, and not a single one of Crazy Aussie. No Scylla resets. This is no MLC Scylla. This is just Crazy Aussie trying to be a portion of this game at the moment. He's only got 2 assists as well. There's no more than 3 assists on any member of the lineup of Chiefs. And the maximum kill participation is sitting on both Prinzel and Maxon at 4 each. Other than that, everyone else is only contested. Sorry, Kiro creeps in there as well on 4. It's only 2. It's not much. They're not contesting together, and they're just struggling to group up.
Yeah, the numbers don't lie. You can really tell from that. But so uncheats. Something's up.
No.
I can't put my finger on it. It's bizarre. We do see a large clustering of Avant players in the left jungle, looking for that tier 2. Or just to kill them all again. Because, hey, it must have been so fun the first time. That subfloor just sitting in the lane, kind of being a bit of a distraction, pressuring the tower a little bit. Then Ro and Ochita are going to be coming out of the jungle, spitting out, hey, how we doing? Biggie in the back line. Just a knockup. Not going to do anything there.
It's just like you're zoned away from the tower. You have 2 very early game hunters, and neither of them have hit their straps. What are you going to do about it?
Looking
What can the
very,
Chiefs do?
very,
What can the
very
Chiefs do?
unfavorable for Chiefs in this game 1. But Avant have been playing phenomenally.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with that, but
They
let's start to look at
nuts.
drafting for the next game. What do the Chiefs have to change up? What do they have to start thinking about?
Ooh, dude, most definitely want to get rid of probably the Geb. Just sets up so much and allows so much safety, especially laning phase. Don't want... It's really hard, because you can take something away, but then it leaves something else open. And
Sylvanas threw that entire draft.
Avant are the top team because of this exact reason. You can take away any gods, and they'll still show up and win with whatever gods you leave behind. You've only got 3 bans. Can't really get them all.
Can't ban Arachne and Fenrir. Why would you waste bans on
You
those sorts of
can't
things?
justify an Arachne ban. Ro plays it well. Ro has been playing it well this game. But it leaves so much else open. It will leave a Bologna open, or it could leave an Ao Kwong open. And you don't want them to have that. You don't want Sporks to play Bologna. You don't want Sporks to play Ao Kwong. Probably don't even, you don't want Ro to play Ao Kwong either.
Even the Bologna coming out of the jungle as AV takes successfully their 3rd Gold Fury. Only one of the monsters contested going the way of Chiefs, and that's only 1 Gold Fury, 1 Fire Giant up the sleeps of AV. They're just like, alright, let's back off a little bit, let's slow it down. We've only got a level 14 Biggie, let's cap everyone out, let's come back in refreshed on items. That's what they're doing at the moment. But look
They're
at this
playing
as well.
very well. Very, very passive. They're sitting back. They're allowing Chiefs to get that little glimmer of hope. They're like, oh, our red buff's up. Oh, they didn't take our red buff. They didn't take our back camps. They didn't take our purple. There's a lane. There's a wave here. We can get back in this. We can get some gold. We can get some farm. But what Avant are actually doing is they're sitting back and allowing them to have that little glimmer of hope, so that they try and take that inch a mile. And they want to try and push even further, because they're like, well, if we've gotten a bit of farm here, that means we can fight, yeah? We should be able to fight. We've gotten some farm, we're almost at their level. If we fight, we won't be as bad off as we would have been previously. Avant are very tactical in that, and they're just going to start up that Fire Giant.
And this is why you didn't see them fight at all for like the last 90 seconds. They were just like, nope. It's too big. It's too big. You can't let it go. Blink in from Max and gets the Tornado 2. Nice Fields of Love. The combos are coming through. They're really in nice places coming through from Chiefs, but it's not enough. They're not able to secure anyone, and Rogue gets Gruff to start the fight off, and that's not a great start at all. And now, finally, subfloor falls for the first time this game, but the Cataclysm hadn't even been burned. They grab El Kiro. All the damage threats are gone from Chiefs. They can't enter the fight. They just can't. They can't do anything. Prinzel gets focused out on the side, and the rest of the Chiefs are just going to run away with their tails between their legs whilst AV roll them over.
There was no reason for Prenzel to blink in and initiate there. None at all. It probably cost the team fight. He could have sat back.
Elkiro is here. There's going to be at least an ultimate to drop on towards him from Maxim, but he can't save Elkiro's life. Not even with a confound. No taunt in the world would have saved that life. And AV are like, right, we've got the kill we wanted. We know the health bars we want. We know the mana bars we want. Let's just base. Let's finish off another item.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried. Chiefs keep playing like this. I feel like they will be dropping from their current, I suppose, power ranking and current standings in where the community and other players see them. Because this is, I hate to be this harsh on them because they are friends of mine, but it's a poor performance. They have not shown up to this game like I thought that they would have, and Avant are just outclassing them, outskilling them, and that's basically the brunt of it.
And I hate to back it up, and I hate to say things like this. I think you're right, and I think it's the only thing. They need to come out in the second game. If they can come out in the second game and take that away, got some confidence going forward from this. But until then, well, AV are going to take another Fire Giant. They're going to buy themselves another window to go forwards. And again, the Chiefs find themselves pressed back to Phoenix level. Getting that Phoenix successfully is going to be AV's next task.
Yeah, they just want Phoenix. That's all they want. They just want the Phoenixes. Then they're going to do the exact same thing that they did before. They're going to sit back for 90 seconds, probably 2 minutes, hang out, let the minions pour in, exhaust Chiefs.
Biggie's in the back line. He's doing some nice team fighting here, but he's just buying time. They're just on the Phoenix. They're dealing with it first, but look at Sporks go towards the back line. He went for Gruff, and it's going to be the Ragnarok that buys in the escape power, but AV, they got the Phoenix. They got engaged. They poked them down. They pulled the Phoenix. They get out. Blinking from Prenzel, he's actually going to drop the no escape and look for the engage. They get on towards Sporks. He's got nothing left. He gets torn up. He's going to get locked down to the tower. So finally something back for the Chiefs. It's actually going to be the first time that they've traded kills positively.
Exactly right there. Avant in their team fights layer their CC so well. And they work so well together with their ultimate. They understand exactly which ultimates are going to be happening when, and they hold it out. Like, it's next level. It really is next level.
I really like the setup that Ro's been doing as well, especially around these objectives. And he's playing Arachne more as a zone control. They're going to look for an engage. It's going to be a lot dumped on towards subfloor. He is chained up. He did have the heart bomb ticking, but he lives. He walks away, and none of that combo hurts. They're gonna manage to disengage successfully this time, Chiefs, but at what cost? Elkiro's got barely a scant portion of his health bar to speak of, and well, it's not like Gruff can go back in there.
They definitely understand that they just need to up that Gold Fury there. They have Fire Giant, like you can't contest it. They have Fire Giant, they've got like 13k experience, 12k gold, you've got a Phoenix down. There's no point in contesting that Gold Fury. The the gold that you would get from that and the experience that you would get from that is not worth risking losing 1, 2, 3, potentially a whole D side. It's just not worth it at this point. They'd rather Avant have their lead because Chiefs understand that they can't do very much. They know Chiefs have their lead. They know that Avant have their lead and there's not going to be anything that they could do about it. They are definitely going to have to sit back, relax, deep breaths, clear the fire minions in mid, farm up as best they can, and then hope to try and get a wipe when Fire Giant ends.
Good points to point out at this point in time. AV is starting to cap out on items. If you have a look over at Ro, he is capped. His item tier is full. His inventory is full. There's nothing more he can do so for that. Subfloor, 1 tier of an item away as well. There's going to be an engage on towards Ro. Prenzel's got a lot of chains sticking out there, but no grabs in here. But look at Crazy Aussie. Crazy Aussie's dead. He's dead if they get onto him. And Ro does so successfully. Kills off in the backline. Now they turn around and they look to fight around the Phoenix. Fields of Love does absolutely nothing to dissuade AV from walking through the Phoenix. Now, what's next in their eyes? They want that right-hand side Phoenix, but they've got to be careful here, and Prenzel's coming back forward to resurge the initiate. They're trying to do what they can, but Maxon is already dropping. Prenzel's dead here. Prenzel's gone. There's nothing they can do about his health bar. Gruff, you're dead here as well, and this is going to be the game. Such a successful game. Such a clean game from AV. Dropped 7 kills, but it's the slowest I think I've ever seen them play.
Yeah, I feel that the red spot that Ro was able to get for that last big initiate really, really laid down a whole lot of damage on that. A red pot really helped out there. He didn't need the damage, of course. No, he didn't. He was already so far ahead in experience and gold. It didn't make too much of a difference, but it shredded them down just quick enough. And just really, really well played to Avant there. A little bit disappointed in Chiefs. I made my predictions wrong. You made me look a fool, Chiefs. Made me look a fool.
But Switch, love a little bit of that passion, that little bit of emphasis on that one there. Well, that's game 1. Chiefs have to come out in game number 2 and give us everything they've got. Give us whatever they've got left in the tank, because if they let it go another week, they're going to see that second place fall out of their sights. It's going to be drifting away towards AV and the Direwolves to start to lock that one in. Well, you're about to find out if it's going to happen. 5 minutes on the clock, and then we will be back with another game coming your way.